What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And I know it's been a long time, but we're back. You know, y'all know why I was away for as long as I was, but I'm back. My wrist is now healed. I'm doing good. So, in today's video, we're going to play some Madden. We're actually going to be rebuilding the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts. I'm sorry. Some reason I can't talk today. Let's look at the roster. So of course they have Anthony Richardson that they got. Um, he's a 74 overall hidden div. Hopefully he can develop well. We have Jonathan Taylor, an amazing running back. Probably one of my favorite running backs in the league, to be honest. The O line is amazing. It's really good. Um, I think I'm gonna start Jelani Woods over Mo Alley Cox just because he has star div. Whenever it comes to receivers, they have a pretty good like receiver core. Michael Pittman Jr. is great. Josh Downs is pretty good. Alec Pierce isn't bad. And then some of these other guys are not horrible. I also like Zach Moss. He's pretty good as well. Um Now for defense, this is where it's not as great. I mean, they have two good D tackles and a good corner, but like their safeties aren't great, their linebackers aren't great, the corner depth isn't great, and the edge rushers are okay. They're not amazing, but they're not horrible. Um, Hopefully Julius Prince can develop pretty well. Um, I may, I don't know what I'm gonna do with DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart because they're both 29, so they're at the point where they're gonna start regressing. But maybe we can win the Super Bowl before they get too bad. We're definitely gonna have to do something about these linebackers though. So I'm going to go ahead and make some changes and I'll come back after I do. Okay, so for the schemes and playbooks, I'm running spread for the offensive scheme, base 4-3 for defensive scheme, Dallas for the offensive playbook, and Buffalo for the defensive playbook. So, my usual playbooks, usual defensive scheme, and then, I like running spread, especially with Anthony Richardson because of his speed. I thought about running something that, is a bit more for a strong arm, but I just got to do something where he can use those legs. But also, he has a great arm, so. Okay, I'm trading away Stewart, Ryan Kelly, and Will Fries for Elijah Vera Tucker. I can't remember his first name. I'm so sorry. Beckham Sr. And a fourth overall pick in this year's draft. It's a pretty even deal, I guess. Some older mid tier players for some younger mid tier players in a fourth round pick. I'll take it. Okay, I'm predicting about 7 wins this season. I wouldn't be surprised if we get more than 7. I could see us getting 9 to 10 wins, but I'm gonna say 7. I don't know if we would make the playoffs. I feel like we'll probably get 8 to 9 wins. So that's what I'm gonna set as our objective this year. Okay, so for the scouts, our three-star scout. Oh my god, is outside linebacker, safety, two big positions of a need right now, and then 2-star is D tackle, middle linebacker because we could use another middle linebacker. Could use a D tackle too. I could have gone for one that scouted defensive end because we also need a D end, but I'm sure I can pick one of those up in free agency. Maybe even get lucky and draft one. You never know. Okay, I'm gonna send to the midseason. My prediction: we're gonna be 3-4. Okay, we are 4-3, so close to what I expected. We're doing a little bit better. We are at the top of the AFC South, surprisingly. The Titans are 3-3, Texans 3-3, and the Jags are 3-4. We're at the top with a 4-3 record. We're doing pretty good. So let's go ahead and set the scouting national focus. I think I'm gonna set that to outside linebacker. I think that's our most needed position right now. Okay, so Anthony Richardson is having an okay season. Almost 1,600 passing yards, which is really good. 14 touchdowns is good, but 9 interceptions is definitely high. 63 completion percentage is okay. Rushing, Jonathan Taylor is having a great season. Almost 600 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4.5 a carry. Anthony Richardson with 103 yards, and 100 yards and 3 touchdowns for Zach Moss is not bad. Receiving, Michael Pittman Jr. with 437 yards, 1 touchdown, 408 and 4 touchdowns for Josh Downs, 327 and 2 touchdowns for Jelani Woods, 242 and 4 touchdowns for Alec Pierce, and Jonathan Taylor with 126 and 1 touchdown. And then Zach Moss even got 2 touchdowns. Okay. Blocking is okay. 7-3-2-0-0. And then defense, you got tackle leader right now is Julius Brents and Zaire Franklin tied with 41. TFL's 13 for Samson Ebukam. He's doing really good. Sacks right now, Deo A Day I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm just gonna say Deo with 5.5, 4.5 for Quiddy Payne, 4 for Samson, 3 for DeForest Buckner, 2 for Zaire Franklin. Interceptions, 2 for Zaire Franklin, 1 for Jalen Jones, 1 for Kenny Moore, and 1 for Julian Blackman. Deflections, Zaire Franklin and EJ Speed are leading the team with 6. Forced fumbles, 1 for DeForest Buckner. I can't talk today for some reason. No block kicks, no safeties, and no touchdowns. Not bad. Okay, I'm gonna send to the playoffs. We could actually make them. Okay, kind of a bummer of the last half of the season. We ended 8-9. So, it's about what I expected coming into the season, but looking at our early success, I would have figured at least 9-8. But 8-9, I mean, it's about what I expected. The Texans ended 13-4, Titans 8-9, and Jags 7-10. So, not a horrible season. Looking at the stats, Anthony Richardson had 3,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, but 19 interceptions with a 62 completion percentage. Okay, the touchdowns is pretty good. The yards are a bit low. Completion percentage is okay, but the interceptions are quite high. Rushing, Jonathan Taylor with 1,400 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 4.7 a carry. Anthony Richardson with 371 and a touchdown on the ground. And Zach Moss even got 140 yards and 4 touchdowns. Receiving, Michael Pittman Jr. with almost 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns. Josh Downs with almost 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Alec Pierce with 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. Jelani Woods with 650 yards, 3 touchdowns. 202 touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor. And Zach Moss with 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not bad. Blocking was kind of mixed. Braden Smith with 13 sacks allowed. Bernard Raymond with 6. Mekhi Beckham Sr. with 5. Quentin Nelson with 4. But Elijah Vera Tucker allowed 0. That's amazing. Defense, Zaire Franklin led the team in tackles with 128. TFL's Samson Ebukam led the team with 21. 19 for Deo, 17 for Quiddy Pay, and 12 for DeForest Buckner. Sacks, 11.5 for DeForest Buckner. Samson with 11. 9 for Deo, 9 for Quiddy Pay, 3.5 for Zaire Franklin, 1.5 for Tyquan Lewis, 1 for EJ Speed. Interceptions, 7 for Kenny Moore, 5 for Zaire Franklin, 1 for EJ Speed, 1 for Jalen Jones, and 1 for Julian Blackman. Deflections, 14 for Zaire Franklin and 10 for Jalen Jones. Fumbles, 2 for DeForest Buckner and 1 for Kenny Moore. Block kicks, none. Safeties, 1 for Deo. And touchdowns, none. So looking at who made the playoffs, the Cowboys and Chiefs have the first round bye. For the AFC, it is Bengals versus Patriots, Texans versus Ravens, and Bills versus Chargers. NFC, it's Falcons, Commanders, 49ers, Rams, and Packers, Seahawks. And lastly, the yearly awards. I doubt Anthony Richardson got any MVP votes. It's Dak Prescott who wins it. For Coach of the Year, it looks like it's gonna be D'Amico Ryans. We get no votes. Um, Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC is Josh Allen. We have Jonathan Taylor up at 8th. Not bad. Defensive Player of the Year for the AFC is TJ Watt. Zaire Franklin comes 6th. And Samson comes 9th. Offensive Rookie of the Year for the AFC is Rashee Rice. Josh Downs comes 2nd. And Anthony Richardson comes 4th. Okay. Defensive Rookie of the Year for the AFC is Will Anderson Jr. Jalen Jones comes 4th. And Julius Brents comes 10th. So Jalen Jones had an amazing season, even though he was the corner 3. Interesting. Best QB is Anthony Richardson comes 9th. Running back, Jonathan Taylor comes 2nd. Receiver, Josh Downs comes 6th. Michael Pittman Jr. comes 8th. O-line, Elijah Vera Tucker comes 3rd. D-line, Samson comes 8th. 9th is DeForest Buckner. And 10th is Deo. Linebacker, Zaire Franklin comes 5th. DB, Kenny Moore is the best DB in the AFC. And for kicker, we are not up here. Okay, I'm gonna sim and see who wins the Super Bowl. Okay, so the season recap: Falcons beat the Chiefs 21-20. Bijan is Super Bowl MVP. Dak Prescott NFL MVP. D'Amico Ryans Coach of the Year. Brandon Ayuk Offensive Player of the Year. TJ Watt Defensive Player of the Year. Rashee Rice Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Byron Young Defensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, so looking at the lineup, there are not very many depth traits upgrades on the offense. I mean, I see Jonathan Taylor, and I think that's it. To be honest, yep, that is it looking at it. So Jonathan Taylor goes up to X Factor, which is amazing. On defense, there are 3 that I see. Yeah, 3. I do believe so. I guess they moved him up. So Deo goes up to star, Zaire Franklin goes up to star, and Kenny Moore goes up to superstar, which is amazing there. Yeah, this is really good here. Some good depth trade upgrades. I wish there were a couple more, but it's definitely good. Definitely really good here. Okay, looking at free agency, there are definitely some interesting players here that I might end up picking up, especially since I have $52 million. There are some interesting players that I may try to pick up, so let's see what I can do. Okay, I'm going for 4 players. I'm probably only gonna get 2 of them. I really want L'Jarius Sneed, but I don't think I'm gonna get him. I mean, the Cardinals and the Texans are both ahead of me. And I also want Kenneth Murray Jr., but guess what? The Texans are ahead of me. They just don't want to come here. Jeff Okudah, he wouldn't be bad, it's like a corner 3 or something. Same with Bryce Hall. I wouldn't mind getting either one of these, to be honest. So that's what I'm going to see. Let's see. Anybody signs? Jeff Okudah and Bryce Hall both signed with us. It kind of sucks the other 2 didn't. L'Jarius Sneed went with the Broncos. Okay, and then Kenneth Murray Jr. went with the Texans as expected. Okay, it's time to start the draft. Okay, I think with our first pick, I'm gonna go with Bernard Fulton. His physicals look good, and his skills don't look bad. They don't look amazing, but they don't look bad. If he's hidden dev, he is hidden dev. That is a very good pick. Because DeForest Buckner is 30 now. He's going to start regressing. Bernard Fulton should be able to take over that D tackle position. Okay, my second round pick, I'm gonna go with Sergio Mays. Um, I like him. He looks pretty good. His skills look really good, but his physicals are kind of average. I also like Will Polk. You know, I'm probably gonna pick him up as well. There's Luke Griffin, who has better physicals but worse skills, and then Carl Blankenship has the best physicals but the worst skills. So it's really like it's tough. It's definitely tough. I may even just go Will Polk. No. I'm gonna go Sergio Mays, I think. Hopefully he's good. I don't know. I actually don't know. Do I go Call? Because of the physicals? Or do I go well if I go Sergio Mays, I can probably still get Call. But do I just wanna I don't know. I actually don't know. This is a toss up. This might be the wrong decision. It probably is. But I just want to do this just because. Why not? Let's go call Blankenship. No. Yes. No, yes, no, yes. Yeah. Normal dev. Damn it. I mean, Sergio Mays is still here. He is still here. Or do I just go straight for Will Polk? And then go for Luke Griffin after. I'm gonna pick up Will Polk just to secure him. He is hidden dev. Okay. And this is probably gonna be the last pick that I show. I may do one more, maybe. So I'm gonna go straight for hopefully he's still here. Luke Griffin. Hopefully he is good. He's also hidden dev. That's amazing. Okay, I kind of found something. It's like, how can you not take this guy, Rasheem McCall? Elite, decent. You gotta take this, and he's hidden dev. I did click off super fast, but he is hidden dev. That's amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and sim the rest of the draft. Okay, so looking at the draft, Bernard Fulton is a 73, 75, Carl Blankenship. He's not bad. Will Polk is a 73. Luke Griffin is a 75, 73, Rasheem McCall, 71, Jared Durant. Is he hidden dev? He is, and he's a blocking tight end, of course. I should have figured he's hidden dev. They picked up a left guard, Nazir Oakley, in the 6th round. 67 overall normal dev. And Spencer Christmas is a 69 overall normal dev middle linebacker. Okay, so even though Carl Blankenship was normal dev, he's 75 overall, so not bad. Looking at the whole NFL, the draft was kind of weak. You got an 82, an 81, and an 80. So not horrible. But only having 3 over 80 is a little bit weaker than normal. It's nothing crazy. Okay, so I'm trading away Zaire Franklin, Jeff Okuda, and Bryce Hall, and a 7th round pick this year for Trayvon Moehrig, because I need a free safety, and he's superstar. So he's an amazing pickup. Okay, I'm getting a 3rd and a 5th for this year's draft, and a 6th for next year's draft from the Cardinals for EJ Speed and Samson Ebuke. Okay, so this is what the team is looking like after trades, free agency, and the draft. So Anthony Richardson is up to a 79 overall. Jonathan Taylor is X Factor and up to a 92 overall. The O-line is looking great. Wide receiver core Michael Pittman Jr. is good. Alec Pierce is doing all right. Josh Downs is doing pretty good. Jelani Woods up to 74. We also got the new blocking tight end that the CPU drafted us. Um, and then on defense, where most of our drafted guys are at, you have McCall, Polk, and Griffin. All rookie linebackers. And then we have Fulton as your D tackle 2 for now. Possibly could be your starting D tackle next season. We have Trayvon Morig, which is an amazing pickup that we got. And Deo is your starting right end now since he got star dev. Okay, my prediction for this year is to make the playoffs. We ended 8-9 last year, and we only upgraded the team. So I figure we could go 9-8, 10-7 this year. I wouldn't be surprised if we're even better than that. Okay, so for the scouts, my 3-star scout is corner receiver, and two star is tight end safety. I don't really need safety, but tight end I could use. Okay, I'm gonna sim to the midseason and see how we're doing. I'm guessing 4-3, 5-2. Okay, so right now we are 3-4. We're second in the AFC South. Jags are 4-2. We're 3-4. Titans 2-4, and Texans 1-6. Hopefully we can do better the last half of the season, kind of like opposite how we did last time. We started off hot and then we kind of plummeted. Now we're not starting off as hot, but maybe we can ramp it up. So let's go ahead and set the scouting national focus, or the natural ba. I can't speak. I'm sorry. For this, I think I'm gonna go corner. I do think I'm gonna go corner here. Oh shoot. Yep. Okay, so Anthony Richardson is having a much better sophomore year. Almost 1,700 yards. Less touchdowns. He only has 12 this year. I think he had 15 last year. But the interceptions are way better. Only 6. When last time it was, I think, 9 at this point. Still a little high, but much better than last year. And completion percentage is higher than last year at 68%. Rushing, Jonathan Taylor, amazing start. 635 yards, 6.2 a carry, 10 touchdowns. Anthony Richardson with over 100 yards. 4.3 a carry. Michael Pittman Jr. with 569, 4 touchdowns. 418 and 2 touchdowns for Alec Pierce. 368 and 4 touchdowns for Josh Downs. 274 and a touchdown for Jelani Woods. And 51 and a touchdown for Jonathan Taylor. Blocking, 6-3-2-1-1. Not bad. I mean, not amazing, but not bad. And for defense, Will Polk is leading the team in tackles with 56. DeForest Buckner is leading the team in TFLs with 10. Sacks, Bernard Fulton is leading the team with 4.5. Interceptions, 1 for Jalen Jones, 1 for Luke Griffin, 1 for Julian Blackman, and 1 for Kenny Moore. Deflections, Julius Brents is leading the team with 4. Forced fumbles, none. Block kicks, 1 for Call Blankenship. Safeties, none. And touchdowns, none. Okay, not too bad. Okay, I'm a sim to the playoffs. Hopefully we make them. Okay, so we end the season 7-10, so worse than we did last year. Maybe that's because, we had a lot of rookies starting, especially on defense. We had all rookie linebackers. So it makes somewhat sense. So the Jags 10-7, we're 7-10. The Titans 6-11, and the Texans 5-12. Looking at the playoff bracket, Cowboys and Chargers have the first round bye. It's Bills, Raiders, Bengals, Ravens, Jags, Chiefs. On the NFC, it is Falcons, Bears, Niners, Seahawks, and Packers, Buccaneers. Okay, so Anthony Richardson had a better season than last year. I'll give him that. 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns is lower than last year. 16 interceptions, I think, is also lower than last year. 67 completion percentage is higher than last year. So overall, I think he definitely had a better season this year than last year. Rushing, Jonathan Taylor with 1,400 yards once again, 21 touchdowns, 5.7 yards a carry. Anthony Richardson with 5 touchdowns, 455 yards. Very nice. Receiving, Michael Pittman Jr. with 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns. 900 yards, 6 touchdowns for Josh Downs. Almost 900 yards and 3 touchdowns for Alec Pierce. 560 yards and 7 touchdowns for Jelani Woods. 230 yards and 4 touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor. Blocking, 11, 10, 5, 2, 2. So, some mix. You had some good, average, and some bad. On defense, Will Polk led the team with 131 tackles. TFLs, DeForest Buckner with 23 TFLs, 15 for Kwity Paye, Deo with 13, and Bernard Fulton with 11. Sacks, 7 for DeForest Buckner, 7 for Bernard Fulton, 4.5 for Deo, 4 for Kwity Paye, 2 for Isaiah Land, and 1.5 for Will Polk. Interceptions, 2 for Julian Blackmon, 1 for Jalen Jones, 1 for Luke Griffin, 1 for Kenny Moore, and 1 for Rodney Thomas. Deflections, Kenny Moore led the team with 10. Fumbles, 1 for DeForest Buckner. Block kicks, 1 for Cal Blankenship. No safeties, and no touchdowns. So the MVP is Dak Prescott. No votes at all for Anthony Richardson. I didn't expect it. Coach of the Year, Brody Blake. I doubt we get any votes. We do not. Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC is Jonathan Taylor. Amazing. Michael Pittman Jr. comes fourth, though. That's very good. Defensive Player of the Year for the AFC is Max Crosby. Do we have anybody up here? No, we do not. Offensive Rookie of the Year for the AFC is Philip Brown. Okay, we have nobody up here, as expected. Defensive Rookie of the Year for the AFC is Leonard Harris. Bernard Fulton comes second. Will Polk comes fourth. And Rasheem McCall comes 10th. Best QB for the AFC is Patrick Mahomes. Anthony Richardson does come 7th, which is better than his 9th place finish last year. Running back Jonathan Taylor comes first. Receiver Michael Pittman Jr. comes first. Nobody else on our team makes it up there. Best O-line, Quentin Nelson comes 4th. Best D-line for the AFC, DeForest Buckner comes 8th. Best linebacker for the AFC, nobody is up here. Best DB for the AFC, no one up there. And best kicker, no kicker. So not a bad year, other than the record, but definitely some really good breakout seasons for some players. Okay, I'm gonna sim to the off season or Super Bowl and see who wins it. Okay, so the Jags beat the Cowboys 28-10. Darius Williams is the Super Bowl MVP. Dak Prescott, NFL MVP. Brody Blake, Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year is Brandon Ayuk. Max Crosby is Defensive Player of the Year. Philip Brown is Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Frank Thompson is Defensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, looking at the team, Anthony Richardson goes up to superstar. Michael Pittman Jr. goes up to superstar. Durant is an X factor. Okay, so offense is looking very, very good. Now defense, I kind of expected this. So all of our rookies were star dev, which sucks. None of them get any depth traits either. Depth trait upgrades, I mean. Kenny Moore and DeForest Buckner go down in depth trait, which really sucks. But it makes sense. They are getting older. DeForest Buckner is 31. Kenny Moore is 30. It does suck. But yeah, they are starting to regress now. So the offense is looking really good. Defense is starting to regress whenever it comes to, our superstar players. Now our only player with abilities is Trayvon Morig. I believe is how you pronounce his name. So hopefully, some of our players can develop throughout the season, or maybe we can even draft somebody. Okay, looking at free agency, there are definitely some players that I might want to pick up. Having 59 million, you know, I have a lot of money, compared to like last year I also had a lot of money, but nobody wanted to sign. It looks like there are, players that actually want to sign with us now. So I'll see who I can actually pick up. Okay, so I'm going for two players here. I'm going for Brandon Ayuk, a huge pickup if we can get him. And then Byron Murphy Jr., he would be a great corner three, to be honest, especially since Kenny Moore is getting older. He's starting to regress. He would be a nice guy to fill in, you know, there. So let's see. Do they both sign? They do both sign. Amazing. Okay, it's time to start the draft. Okay, I forgot to show it, but I drafted Cam Emerson, a tight end, and he was hidden dev. I think I'm just gonna mess around this draft and draft a whole bunch of tight ends. I don't know why I want to do that, but you know, we don't really need anything, so I'm just gonna do it. Why not? And another hidden dev tight end. Okay, I'm gonna draft this last tight end, Brian Miranda, cause why not? And he's normal dev. Okay, I figured I was gonna end up messing up at one point. I think I'm done drafting tight ends. Okay, I think with uh my fourth pick in the draft, but it is a third round pick. I'm gonna pick up DeAndre Newton, a D tackle. He looks pretty good, especially since DeForest Buckner is getting older. He is not a bad guy to pick up. He is normal dev though, but it's good to have somebody because DeForest Buckner is probably gonna retire soon. If not, he's gonna progress to the point where he is almost unusable. Okay, I'm gonna let the CPU draft the rest of my picks. Okay, so looking at the draft recap, the first tight end I drafted 78, second one is a 75, third one is 75, the D tackle is a 72. They picked up a left guard 75 overall who is hidden dev. Okay, I mean our O line is starting to get older, so he'll be good backup. A hidden dev receiver. Okay. And a hidden dev center. And the last pick is a normal dev left end. So the CPU actually went off, drafting me 3 hidden devs and a normal dev in the last half of the draft. Okay, not a bad draft. Okay, I'm really sorry, but I forgot to show this trade. I traded for this Allen dude. He's a superstar X Factor D tackle. I had to trade away a lot for him. I traded away DeForest Buckner, Jelani Woods, and Kenny Moore. So some pretty good players for this guy, but he's a superstar X Factor D tackle. I kind of had to. Okay, so this is what the offense is looking like after free agency, trades, draft. It's looking pretty good. I mean, we got some new tight ends. The O line is still looking amazing. We do have some rookies that are hidden dev on the O line. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Jonathan Taylor is a beast. Brandon Ayuk is a beast. We drafted Battle. He's hidden dev. Maybe he can do something. Anthony Richardson is superstar. He's developed very well. Josh Downs is all right. Michael Pittman Jr. is good. So the offense is looking amazing. The worst part about this team is the defense being an 84 overall, while the offense is a 92. You have two great players, and then the rest are not amazing. the recently traded for Allen D tackle is amazing X factor. And then Morig is a very good free safety, superstar dev. The rest of this team just needs to step it up. We need some players to have a breakout season pretty soon. Hopefully they will, and hopefully we can get some depth trades this year. Okay, last year I thought we were gonna make the playoffs, and we didn't. This year, there's no way we don't. We have a 92 overall offense. Defense isn't as great, but I would expect, being an 88 overall across the board, we should be able to make the playoffs. Okay, so I changed around the scouts. I feel like if this year our linebackers don't have a breakout season and none of them get a depth trade upgrade, we might be ready to move on because they've been doing okay, just not great. So maybe this year could be the year that we move on from one of them, maybe multiple, you know? Okay, let's sim to the midseason. My prediction, we're going to have 5 wins. That's my prediction, 5 wins. Okay, so I was right. We got 5 wins. We are 5-1. The Jags are 5-2. Titans 3-3, and Texans 2-5. Um, so national scouting focus. I'm gonna set to, I think, middle linebacker. I think is what I'm gonna set it to. Okay, Anthony Richardson is having an amazing season. Not yards wise. He only has 1,300 yards, but 12 touchdowns and only one interception with a 72 completion percentage is amazing. 12 for 172 completion percentage. Just get those yards up and you might win MVP. Jonathan Taylor is amazing as always. 700 yards, 7 yards a carry, and 7 rushing touchdowns. Anthony Richardson with 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Evan Hull with 4 touchdowns, 79 yards. Not bad. Receiving, Brandon Ayuk with 500 yards, 5 touchdowns, 246 and a touchdown for Josh Downs, 215 and 3 touchdowns for Cam Emerson, 161 and 1 touchdown for Jonathan Taylor, and 158 and 1 for Michael Pittman Jr. So Michael Pittman Jr. isn't doing a lot right now. And then Javier Battle, 24 and 1. Blocking is actually good. 3-2-1-1-0. That's actually amazing. Defense, Will Polk is leading the team with 57 tackles. Deo is leading the team with 6 TFLs. Sacks, Dalton Allen with 8, 4.5 for Quiddy Pay, 2.5 for Deo, 2.5 for Bernard Fulton. Interceptions, 2 for Julian Blackman, 1 for Byron Murphy Jr., 1 for Will Polk. Deflections, Julius Brents is leading the team with 5. Forced fumbles, none. Block kicks, none. Safeties, none. And touchdowns, none. Okay, I'm a sim to the playoffs. There's no way we don't make them, right? Okay, so we end the season 10-7. We have to go against the 14-3 Kansas City Chiefs, who are a 92 overall. We're a 91 overall. They have a 93 offense. We have a 95 offense. They have a 91 defense. We have an 87 defense. So they are the favorites technically, just by 1 overall. Looking at the playoff bracket, the Niners and the Ravens have the first round bye. It is Chiefs versus Colts, Jags versus Steelers, and Dolphins versus Bengals. On the NFC, it is Cowboys versus Cardinals, Packers versus Panthers, and Falcons versus Eagles. Anthony Richardson with the MVP caliber season. 4,300 yards, 38 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, 72 completion percentage is amazing. Rushing, Jonathan Taylor with 2,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, 6.6 a carry. Anthony Richardson, 408 yards, 4 touchdowns. Evan Hull, even with 6 touchdowns, 112 yards. And Jared Durant with the touchdown. I think I have him as our fullback. Receiving, Brandon Ayuk with almost 1,700 yards, 14 touchdowns. Josh Downs with 700 yards, 5 touchdowns, 700 yards and 10 touchdowns for Cam Emerson. 600 yards, 3 touchdowns for Michael Pittman Jr. He didn't do much this year. Jonathan Taylor, almost 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and Javier Battle with 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Evan Hull even got a touchdown. Blocking was probably the best it's been ever. 0, 2, 4, 8, 8. Every other season I think we had one player with at least 10 or more. So this first year we didn't have somebody with over 10. Defense, Will Polk led the team with 135 tackles. TFL's Deo with 15, 13 for Kwity Paye, and 10 for Dalton Allen. Sacks, 11 for Kwity Paye and 11 for Dalton Allen, 7.5 for Deo, 3.5 for Bernard Fulton, 1 for DeAndre Newton. 4 interceptions for Byron Murphy Jr., 2 for Julian Blackman, 1 for Will Polk. Deflections, 10 for Will Polk. He led the team. 1 forced fumble by Julian Blackman. No block kicks, no safeties, and no touchdowns. So, a very good season. And it looks like Anthony Richardson comes third in MVP voting. But guess who comes ninth? Jonathan Taylor. My God. So, Lamar wins it, then it's Mahomes, and Anthony Richardson comes third. I think this is my closest to ever getting MVP in a rebuild. Is third place with Anthony Richardson. Coach of the Year is Doug Peterson. Do we get any votes? No, we don't. Surprisingly, Offensive Player of the Year, unsurprisingly, is Jonathan Taylor. Brandon Ayuk comes fourth, and Anthony Richardson comes seventh. Okay. So 3 in the top 10 for Offensive Player of the Year, but Jonathan Taylor does win it, for the AFC at least. Myles Garrett is the Defensive Player of the Year for the AFC. We have nobody up here. Offensive Rookie of the Year for the AFC is Cam Emerson. Amazing. And Javier Battle comes 8th. Okay, Defensive Rookie of the Year for the AFC is Terrell Huggins. We have nobody up here. Unsurprisingly, I don't think I really drafted any defensive players this year. Best QB, Anthony Richardson comes third. Running back, Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in the AFC. Receiver, Brandon Ayuk is the best receiver in the AFC. O-line, Elijah Vera Tucker comes second, and Quentin Nelson comes 5th. D-line, you have Kwity Paye comes 7th, and Dalton Allen comes 10th. He was a huge pickup. Linebacker, we have nobody. And DB, Byron Murphy Jr. comes 3rd. Okay, he steps up for Kenny Moore's, getting traded. He stepped up. And then kicker, Matt Gay comes 3rd. Okay, a very good season for awards as well. Okay, let's watch this game. Okay, we're in, and the Chiefs go up 7. Okay, it's 7-7, 7-14, 14-14, 21-14 at halftime. It's 21-21, 28-21, 28-28, 35-28, 35-35. The Chiefs kick it off to us with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. If we can run this clock down and just drill in a field goal or a touchdown, even better, that would be amazing. We get down to the 20-yard line. Jonathan Taylor with an amazing game so far. 120 yards, and there's still 2 minutes left. This is amazing. Hey, Anthony Richardson. Pass intended for Jonathan Taylor gets knocked down by Watson. Okay, handoff to Jonathan Taylor. He gets bagged. He gets 1 yard. Not what you want. Not what you want at all. Especially from Jonathan Taylor. You expect so much more. So let's see what they can do here. It is 3rd and 9. We need the first down here. We really need it here. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. We get the first down. We get the first down. That is amazing right there. Beautiful pass from Anthony Richardson. The number 87. Who is that? I can't remember. I think that's one of the drafted players, I believe.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first
Okay.
and 10 now.
Let's look. Anthony Richardson steps back. A nice pass there. Kansas City calls their first timeout. We are down to the 34. Jonathan Taylor gets bagged once again. We're at the 36 now. It's 2nd and 12. A minute 20 left, and the Chiefs have 1 timeout left because they just used their second. Hand off to Taylor. He has room, and he gets tackled right before getting the first down. It is 3rd and 1. Chiefs use their final timeout. Hand off to Taylor down the middle, down to the 20-yard line. He picked up the first down. This game looks like it is over. This game should be over. We hand it off to Jonathan Taylor once more. And then we drill in. Oh, it's a read option. And Anthony Richardson doesn't pick up any yards. It's okay, though, because all Matt Gay has to do is drill this field goal. We should have waited a little bit longer, because you never know what could happen, especially with the Chiefs. They are the Chiefs. Matt Gay just has to drill in this field goal. Come on. And it is good. It is good, as expected. It is 38-35 with about 8 seconds left. Yep. You should kick it short here, so they have to run it. Yep. And they'll get 1 playoff here, a Hail Mary. I mean, they have to throw this ball 79 yards. Mahomes airs it out and it's caught by Rashee Rice, but just not enough. Not enough. Okay, so looking at the stats, Anthony Richardson with a pretty good game, 26 for 36, 318 yards, 72 completion percentage, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. So that's really good. Jonathan Taylor with a huge game, 122 yards, 9.3 a carry, and a touchdown. Evan Hull with 2 touchdowns. Okay. And then Anthony Richardson with 32 yards on the ground as well. Receiving, Brandon Ayuk went off with 100 yards and a touchdown. Josh Downs with 61 yards, 72 yards for Cam Emerson, 5 yards for Michael Pittman Jr., and 13 yards for Jonathan Taylor. I'm sorry I said something about I think 87 being a drafted player. It's Ayuk. That is just me being a casual. Actually, like I'm just dumb. Only 2 sacks allowed, 1 pancake block. And then, defense played good enough for us to win. They didn't play amazing, letting up 35 points is not amazing, but it is one of the best offenses in the league. You got Patrick Mahomes, Rashee Rice, Isaiah Pacheco, and Travis Kelce. That's a really good offense with a really good offensive line as well. But we pull out the win and we move on in the playoffs. Okay, so we have to go against the 15-2 Baltimore Ravens, who are an 89 overall with an 88 offense, 91 defense. So overall wise, we have the edge. So we are the favorites there, but they did have the first round bye. They're the number 1 seed, so they have the edge there. So let's go ahead and watch this game. Okay, let's start this game off. The Ravens go up 7. We respond with a touchdown of our own. It's 14-7, 21-7, 28-7 at half, 31-7. This is a blowout. 38-7. 38-14. We're going to slow this game down, but it's pretty much over. We have the ball in the red zone right now, or almost in the red zone. 38-14. We should just hand this off to Jonathan Taylor, who... Oh, there is a flag on the field. Holding offense. Mekhi Beckham Sr. with the holding. It's 4th and 6. We're gonna go for the field goal. Okay. They didn't accept the penalty. That's why we had to go for the field goal. It is 41-14. This game is over. They're not even trying to call timeouts or anything. We kick it short, so they have to run it. They go down around the 26-27. That was almost a touchdown there. Like, that pocket was almost open enough for him to get through there, but luckily it closed right on him. Lamar with a good pass there. Yeah, they're not trying. They're not calling any timeouts. They know this game is over. Lamar under pressure. Misses his receiver. 18 seconds left. It is 2nd and 10. Fake the handoff. Going deep. It is tipped. It is tipped away. It is 3rd and 10 for the Ravens. Lamar tries to throw again, but it is knocked away. Once again, 4th and 10. The Ravens are punting because there's no point of going for it. A big punt. 2 seconds left for the Colts. We're just going to kneel it out with Anthony Richardson to end this game, and we'll be moving on to the AFC Championship. Amazing. Amazing. Anthony Richardson this is probably his best game. 22 for 28, 309 yards, 78 completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Jonathan Taylor wasn't as productive this game. 87 yards, 3.9 a carry, no touchdowns. But Anthony Richardson with the touchdown on the ground and 17 yards. Receiving, Brandon Ayuk went off again. 123 for 2 touchdowns and 98 yards for Michael Pittman Jr. 62 for Cam Emerson. 24 for Josh Downs. 2 for Jared Durant. Blocking, we allowed 1 sack, no pancake blocks. And defense played really good, only allowing 14 points this game. That's amazing. Okay, so we have to go against the 13-4 Jacksonville Jaguars, who are a 87 overall, 87 offense, 89 defense. We have the edge there, but they are technically the better team in record-wise. So let's watch this game. Okay, we're in, and we go up 7. It's 7-3, 14-3, 14-10, 17-10 at halftime, 17-13. Okay, we're gonna slow this game down at 17-13, and we have the ball at the 48-yard line, at our 48. We're gonna hand it off to Jonathan Taylor, who picks up about 4 yards with the carry. Another handoff to Jonathan Taylor, who gets the first down and more at the 39-yard line. 2 minutes left. We just need to run this clock down. Hand off to Jonathan Taylor once again, who picks up about 6 yards on the carry. Once again, we hand it off to Jonathan Taylor, who picks up the first down and more, getting us down to about the 22-23 yard line. And we are going to take a knee with Anthony Richardson. And we're going to do that till the end of the game, it seems like. Wait, we might be handing it off once more to Jonathan Taylor here. This looks like a run to the left. Possibly, maybe not. Let's see. Flag, delay of game. Yeah, delay of game.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
I don't know what the point of that is. But okay, we are going to kneel it once more with Anthony Richardson. And we should take one more knee here. And we can kick a field goal if we want to. We don't have to. But we can. Just to, you know, taunt them. We could kick a field goal here. And it seems like we are. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And he drills it in. This game is over. We win 20-13 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. We win the AFC Championship. And we are going to the Super Bowl, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, I guess I skipped the stats. Let me look at that real quick. View box score. Player stats. So Anthony Richardson, 296, 1 touchdown, 27 for 32, 84 completion percentage. So not an amazing game, but not bad. Only 54 yards and a touchdown for Jonathan Taylor, 3.4 carry. Not great. 99 yards for Brandon Ayuk, 63 for Michael Pittman Jr., 46 for Cam Emerson, 43 for Josh Downs, 23 for Javier Battle and a touchdown, 22 for Jonathan Taylor. We allowed 5 sacks, which is not good. And defense played pretty good, only allowing 13 points, but offense could not pull together. We still won because of defense. If it wasn't for the defense, we might have lost there. But defense was able to pull it together. Okay, so we have to go against the 11-6 Dallas Cowboys, who are an 89 across the board. We're a 92 overall with a 96 offense and 88 defense. I do believe this is my highest overall offense I've ever had. So that's interesting. Before we watch this game, we're going to look at the two teams. So we are crazy good. Crazy good. So Anthony Richardson goes up to X Factor. Jonathan Taylor and Brandon Ayuk are both 99 overall X Factors. Cam Emerson is an X Factor. Okay, Peyton is a star dev. So I'm so glad we drafted a tight end because Jelani Woods may have been like an 82 overall star dev tight end. Cam Emerson in 1 year is an 88 overall, 90 with morale, X Factor tight end. Amazing. And then on defense, okay, so Byron Murphy Jr. goes up to superstar. And it seems like that's the only depth trade upgrade here. So this defense is definitely the weaker point of the team. But it's still not bad. Definitely not bad at all. But this offense is just amazing. Okay, so now looking at the Cowboys. Dak Prescott is a 92 overall with morale. He's an X Factor. Tony Pollard is a 96 overall. Receiver, they have 99 CeeDee Lamb, 81 Michael Gallup, 80 overall Cassidy Lawrence, 78 Cedric Bourne, 76 Jalen Tolbert. You got Jake Ferguson, who is an 87 overall, 76 Shoemaker is also a pretty good backup tight end. Left tackle Colton Stanley is an 81, 96 Tyler Smith, 83 Tyler Biadasz, 96 Zach Martin, 79 Blair Kincaid. Left end DeMarcus Lawrence is a 91 overall, 99 Micah Parsons, 83 Mazzie Smith, 77 Kevin Givens, 76 Levi, and 70 Silas Hobbs. Arden Key is a 75 overall, 86 Leighton Vander Esch, 84 Damone Clark, 95 Trayvon Diggs, 94 Darren Bland, 80 Devontae Dunn, 73 Darrell Baker, 69 Eric Scott Jr., 87 Malik Hooker, and 84 Donovan Wilson. And the kicker is Spencer Baldwin, a rookie, and their punter is Presley Harvin. So this is a stacked team. They have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players over 90 overall. So this is going to be a very, very tough matchup. Okay, let's watch the Super Bowl. Okay, we are in, and it's 7-6, 14-6, 17-6, 20-6, 29-6, 36-6, 36-13, 43-19. This game is over with, I think. It's 43-20 now. It seems like they may be going for the onside kick. They are. We do recover it. And that is pretty much the ball game. I do believe we are up 23 points with less than 2 minutes in the ball game. There is no chance that they come back from this. Anthony Richardson running out, knowing this game is over. This should be a handoff to Jonathan Taylor. It is. He picks up 6 yards.
87 yards rushing for him now to this point. Second down and 4.
Another handoff to Taylor for 3 yards.
After a gain of 3, leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
This should be one last run with Taylor, who is able to pick up the first down. He gets 2 yards. He gets the first down, and this game is over. This game is over. We win 43-20. 43-20 against the Dallas Cowboys. That is not an easy task.
For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing
There
else
we go,
going on.
bringing the Lombardi trophy to Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson holding it. He is probably Super Bowl MVP. You know, I don't think, maybe Jonathan Taylor, I don't think he had a great game though. He got like 92 yards. Maybe if he got like over 100, like he did in previous games, getting like 130, 140 yards. That was crazy, but getting that many amount of yards in a game, Anthony Richardson definitely wins it here. 25 for 33, 332, 75 completion percentage with 5 touchdowns and no interceptions. Jonathan Taylor, 92 yards and 5.1 a carry is not bad, but Anthony Richardson also got 36 yards. And Evan Hull got 17 yards. Michael Pittman Jr. with 80 yards and a touchdown, 65 yards and a touchdown for Cam Emerson, 111 yards and 2 touchdowns for Josh Downs. He had an amazing game. Brandon Ayuk, not as strong this game with only 68 yards. Blocking, we allowed 2 sacks. And defense played pretty good, only allowing 20 points. Is pretty good, to be honest. Okay, so Anthony Richardson is Super Bowl MVP. NFL MVP is Lamar Jackson. Doug Peterson is Coach of the Year. Jonathan Taylor is Offensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett is Defensive Player of the Year. Jack Firth is Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Terrell Huggins is Defensive Rookie of the Year. Not bad. So this is what the team looks like after the Super Bowl. The offense is just amazing. I don't think there's a single bad player starting on offense. I mean, we have 5 superstar X Factors. We have 3 superstars. And the rest of the starters are all star dev. Over on defense, we have a bunch of star dev players who are starting. No normal devs. We have a X Factor and 2 superstars. Allen was an amazing pickup. He has been good this first year that we've had him. He's been amazing. Byron Murphy, I'm glad I picked him up in free agency. He has gone up to superstar. And Trayvon Moehrig was a great trade. Superstar, he's been very good. So I'm going to go ahead and sim 5 years into the future and see if we win any more Super Bowls. Okay, so 5 years into the future, I see that this season, the 2030 season, we ended 9-8. Third in the AFC South. The Texans ended 11-6, Jags 11-6, Titans 8-9. We ended 9-8. Looking at the season recap, the Saints lost to the Ravens 21-24. Would have loved if the Saints won as a Saints fan, obviously. So Anthony Richardson does win NFL MVP. That's the first award I see. Now in 2029, we win against the Lions. Jonathan Taylor, Super Bowl MVP. And NFL MVP is Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson wins NFL MVP again 3 times in a row. The Falcons beat the Chiefs 36-35. In 2027, the Chargers beat the Rams 17-14. And Anthony Richardson wins NFL MVP for the 4th time. And in 2026, the Ravens beat the 49ers. And Jonathan Taylor wins Offensive Player of the Year. So 2027, 28, 29, and 30, Anthony Richardson wins NFL MVP 4 times in a row. And we win another Super Bowl in 2029. Very nice. Now it is time to look at the roster. See what's going on. See if we have any players from, our first Super Bowl. So we do have Anthony Richardson still. We still have Josh Downs. We still have Brandon Ayuk. We still have Jonathan Taylor. We still have Cam Emerson. We still have Mekhi Beckham Sr. And we still have Michael Pittman Jr. on the offense. So Brandon Ayuk now is 33, but he is 90 overall, still X Factor. He probably will retire soon, being 33 years old, but he's still really good. Jonathan Taylor is now normal dev, 32 overall, but he's still 32 years old, but he's still 87 overall. So he's not bad. He's still really good. Anthony Richardson is 99 overall, 29 years old. He's still amazing, and he'll be good for another 5, 6, 7, 8 years, probably. Josh Downs is an 89 overall, 91 with morale. He's 30 years old, star dev, so he will start to progress now. And then Cam Emerson is 29, 98 overall. X Factor still. He's amazing still. And then the O-line, Mekhi Beckham Sr. is 32, 89 overall star dev. He's still good. I guess the rest of the guys ended up retiring or moving on to different teams. So some of the players I do want to look at are Brackett, Jared Brackett, 24-year-old left guard who is an 83 overall star dev. Okay, he can be good. Alex Ray, 22 overall left tackle, 77 overall. 22-year-old left tackle, 77 overall. So he was a rookie this year, or the year that just passed. Brent Amel, 23 years old, star dev, 76 overall, tight end. And then Ray. Oh, that's the left tackle. Okay. Now, defense. We still have our linebacker core. We still have Mo Rig. Corners are all different. Everything else is different. Except for our linebackers. Our free safety. And that's it. So, McCall ended up being a demon. 28-year-old X Factor, 96 overall. Okay. And then Will Polk is 91 overall, star dev, 28 years old. So he's good. And then last but not least, Luke Griffin is 29 years old, star dev, 89 overall. And then Trayvon Morig, 83 overall, 32-year-old normal dev free safety. Interesting. And then the only interesting guy that is on this team that we didn't have whenever we won the Super Bowl the first time is Darrell Beasler, 27 years old, star dev. So he was drafted in the draft right after we won the Super Bowl. 27 years old, star dev, 89 overall corner. Not bad. So this team is not bad. This is a pretty good team. Special teams. Yeah, whatever. Nobody really cares about special teams. So this team is not bad. It's not amazing. It's an 89 overall, I believe. So a good team. You know, definitely regressed over the years. But is still a pretty good team. So I think that's going to be where I leave off today's video. If you like today's video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a comment if you enjoyed. Goodbye.